What's up, you guys? Okay, so before I start this video, I really have something to share with you guys, okay? Come a little closer. You guys are very demanding. Very demanding. Lucky for you, I love you guys. So, this has been requested so many times throughout my social media, my favorite book. What I would like to recommend somebody who wants to get into reading an interesting book. So today I'll be sharing 5 books that are, well, I have more than 5 favorite books, but 5 books that I think you would like to and will get you interested into reading. Okay? Let's get into it. Number 1. The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I'm sorry if I'm butchering anybody's name, the authors. I mostly do butcher names. But this is a bestseller. It's not new. It's a bestseller. This is such a thought-provoking book. Easy to read. No spoilers, but it's just about somebody who passed away and he meets some people in heaven. So what you might think is the end is sometimes the beginning. Let me just put it like that. Very interesting book. I assure you, you guys will finish this like that. I'm sure most of you know about this book or at least heard about it. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I think he's a doctor, and this is also not a new book. It's not even really old. A very short book, as you can tell. I read this when I was in Nottingham visiting my brother, and I read this in one go. I mean, I love to read, but this book it's not for the weak at heart. It's emotional, but it's going to get emotionally charged, but it is really touching. It's for anybody who's struggling with hope, who think their troubles are too much, that they cannot handle it. Reading this book will definitely give you strength, I think, and hope that there's so much more to life than you think that is in front of you. I mean, I'm not trying to give spoilers here. I don't want to say too much about it. You just need to trust me. This is The Book Thief by Marcus. I don't know how to say the last name. Zusak. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. I apologize to the author. But this is a phenomenal story told by the point of view of, or from, death. So it's a death point of view, and death is telling the story of a young girl who likes to read. Number 4. Okay, so before I show you number 4, by all means, I think I'm going to butcher the author's name. I like a lot of different genres. I don't like to stick to one genre. I like to switch it up and change it up. And thriller is one of my favorite genres. I always, for some reason, rotate towards that. You know, having said that, The Silent Patient. The Silent Patient by Alex. I'm not going to even try to attempt that. I'm going to butcher the name. They should have some easy names. That's not even possible, but okay. By Alex. For anybody who knows how to say the last name, let me know in the comments, because I'm just going to butcher it. Since we're doing that, a thriller. I think it's the first book by this author. I love thrillers. I got it. I could not stop reading it. I read it. I was not only in shock, but in love. I did not expect the ending. The best thing about thriller is आप guess करते रहते हो. As you read, आप guess करते रहते हो. Oh, who did what? किसने किया होगा? If it's a murder, crime, whatever. किसने किया होगा? वो क्या? You know, you keep guessing it. And in the end, you wish that you got it right. So, okay, if anybody has read this book, do let me know in the comments below if you figured out the ending, because I didn't. And I'm somebody who reads a lot of thrillers, and I'm telling you, just read this book. I have quite a favorite books, and a lot of people know some of my favorite books. And one of those books is a classic book, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I read this book long ago in high school, I think, and then I read it again. And when I read it again as an adult, I actually understood it, because it's a classic. Aapko school mein padhaya jata hai, and I think it's just not of the age category, you know. बचपन में आपको ये इतनी heavy चीज पढ़ाते हैं, and it's really hard to digest it, and आपका फिर दिल उठ जाता है. दिल उठ जाता है, ये दिल खराब हो जाता है, दिल को कुछ हो जाता है basically, and you lose interest because you think it's too heavy and you think reading is not up to your flavor. That's not your fault. Basically, sometimes at that age, it's just too much to understand and too heavy. So, अगर अब जाके आप कोई भी वो classics book उठाएंगे and you pick up, you will have such a better understanding and you will actually enjoy it. You would have not enjoyed it as a young kid in school, but now you would enjoy it. And Frankenstein seems to be one of those books that people know about it, they have an idea about it, but they don't really read it. This is such a phenomenal book, one of my favorite books. I'm sure a lot of you people have seen, I wear printed t-shirts with Frankenstein on it because I love this book so much. A little story background about it. This is about Victor, who is a scientist, and he wants to create life. And he creates life by getting different parts of human and ends up making a human, his own version of it. And जो उसने वो create किया है, it's very monstrous looking. It's very scary looking because different parts of people, dead people की collect करके उसने एक और creature बनाया, इंसान बनाया. And it's very, scary. And as Frankenstein, उसको जब life आती है, the doctor, जिसने उसको बनाया, he gets scared. He gets scared of what monster I've created. But Frankenstein, obviously, he is just born and he's a child. He does not know how to speak, any of that. कुछ नहीं पता, and he's abandoned by the doctor who made him. He's abandoned. So Frankenstein is quite a story interconnected with different characters, because Frankenstein obviously goes into the world. He has to understand the world, what is happening. He has to learn how to speak. So you get to see how he gets to speak, how people treat him, how people are scared of him. And obviously, this creature, I'm going to call him, is confused and scared. He's confused and scared that why am I being treated like this? What is wrong with me if I'm so hideous, and why was I made? Why did you make me? Then he goes to this doctor, he finds a doctor, I'm trying to give you the little gist of it, and asks the doctor to make another monster or living creature for company. So he has a companion, and the doctor promises but never does it. And Frankenstein does a lot of things, and I'm not giving you any details, I'm just giving you an overall to get you interested in the book because it's so good. It just goes into people who look at this Frankenstein and they think he's a monster. Is he actually a monster? Was Doctor the monster? Were people the monster who made him into that? Whose fault is it? Because he didn't learn this. He wasn't born with this, He learned this along the way, so who's to blame? And it has a very touching ending, very interesting book. It has a lot of different themes in it. It will really impress you, and by all means, I think this will become one of your favorite. And there's a reason why this is such a classic and a cultural phenomena, this whole Frankenstein. So by all means, don't go and get this because I am gonna do another giveaway. I will be sending these off to some of my followers, but to be on that list, you need to do 3 things. Well, make sure you're in Pakistan to begin with. This is my Pakistani followers and beautiful people. But the 3 things, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That's number 1. Number 2, comment. Number 3, make sure you share this video. And when everything is collected, I will be sending most of my followers who have subscribed, commented, and shared a copy of this. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed reading this. Having said that, happy reading.